Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Crafting on Ilum. I know that it's been a while, I think about a month. Just popping in here to do a little video about my Bix Caleen cosplay from Andor. If you haven't seen the series yet, I spent an entire month for my last video. Probably I started creating it, sewing it, whatnot, putting it together, and I was finally able to finish a couple of days ago, and just recently was able to post some transition cosplay videos and photos. So I thought that it would be appropriate to do a do-it-yourself Bix Caleen cosplay video. I'm not going to be showing like step-by-step on what I did. I did like a small recap video on my Instagram, so you can definitely check that out. Link will be below. Did a couple of recaps and like progress photos if you want to check those out to see a little bit more detail. But today I'm just going to go through what I used and what I did, like not like specifically like, oh, I sewed here and cut this in a particular square, just showing all the materials that I used and like how I put them together. Let me just say real quick, I actually know nothing about sewing. I hand sewed my original character Jedi cosplay. I just found some fabric at Walmart one day and was like, hey, this looks great. And then I went to a thrift store and I found this like dress that had good texture for a Jedi tunic. And I just grabbed the dress and I got the tablecloths from Walmart and I hand sewed, because at this time I did not have a sewing machine. And currently right now I have a Brother sewing machine, and I'll post an image and link and whatnot. But I hand sewed that for like a week and a half it took me to make it, and I don't know any stitching patterns. I don't know what certain stitchings are called. I just kind of took a needle and yarn and started to sew. So I know absolutely nothing, and I'm terrible with YouTube videos, ironically me making one. But I'm actually really terrible with YouTube videos and tutorials. Like, I'm a very hands-on learner. Like, if you do it in front, like if you do a particular skill or activity, whatnot, in front of me, I learn best that way. I know even like watching a YouTube video is still in front of me, but like I like to see exactly how people are doing it, like replicating the movement. I don't know how to best describe it, but I'm just really bad at it, and I feel like I have ADHD and I lose focus and interest. So I need the things like right in front of me. So all that to say, I don't know anything about sewing. My sewing machine has 37 settings and I only use one of them. And I would like that to change. I would like to have more time to be able to invest and look into like building my skill, but alas, no time at the moment. So yeah, so I know nothing about sewing. So hopefully this gives you hope about building your own cosplay if you're starting from scratch and don't really know what to do. I also don't. I just kind of take it as I go. So yeah, so I thought we could just go from top to bottom. Her cosplay has a lot. I try to be very detail oriented. It might be a little bit of OCD. I don't know. I just like to make it as accurate as possible. It still needs some work. The vest itself was a huge challenge to make. So at some point that will have to be redone, and possibly the sleeves, but I think everything else was pretty accurate and pretty good. Possibly the long sleeve because it's a slightly darker green. But nevertheless, it came out decent, I think, and so we'll just start from top to bottom. Let me get my helmet actually real quick. Be right back. She's like a welder. I don't know what the Star Wars like character name would be. I don't know if she's a mechanic or it's called a welder. I have to double check. But anyway, since she is a welder, mechanic type person, occupation that she has, I got this welder's helmet off of, sorry for all the fingerprints, I was doing some videos, so it's a little greasy. adds to the cosplay. I got this welder's helmet off of Amazon. I'll put all the links as well because I got a lot of things off of Amazon, and I'll try and find them like wherever I got them. I'll try and put the links in case you're curious and want to do a Bix Caleen cosplay yourself. But I got this off of Amazon, so I'll put the link below. And this is actually really dark underneath here. So yeah, so this is the helmet. It has like this underside here, and you lower it like so, and then lift it. And then you can kind of see where it's holding onto my head. It is a bit big, and I should have added some padding to keep it like a little tighter or more sturdy on my head. Because when I lower it, it kind of sags. But this is just going from, top to bottom. This is one of the accessories that I used for her cosplay because she also wears a welder's helmet in her very first appearance. Cassian goes to find her, asks him where she's at, and she's underneath that like thruster thing that she's fixing. And then when she pops up, she lifts her welder's helmet and goes, "What?" So got that because it was part of that cosplay. Or a part of the cosplay. And then I got these earrings off of Amazon as well because she has one here, and I took the other off, but it's like this, but I want to say ribbed, and put the other one here because she has two different ones on her ears. So I got that off of Amazon as well, and I will put the link below for the earrings from Amazon. So that's the earrings. And then helmet, and then she has some freckles, so I just got like a freckle pen and placed them on my face to resemble Adria's face as much as I could, because cosplayers are chameleons. We shapeshift, so tried to do that the best that I could. The makeup look, tried to just find different tutorials and kind of mesh it together. So face, earrings, welder's helmet, and then we'll do the vest. We'll do the vest and then the raglan long sleeve next. So the vest was something that was really difficult for me to do. I got frustrated a lot. I was very impatient. It was just taking such a long time. But I got a karate gi. That's what I used to make it, as well as some leather, which I'll show in just a second. But I got a karate gi, and that's what I used for my base for her vest, because her vest goes all the way across, and hers has like this belt at the bottom that goes around. I could not figure out how to do that, so we just made it go slightly across. So that's what I mean by it could be better, and the stitching isn't that great either. But let me get the vest. Okay, so as you can see, here it is. Here is the vest. Stitching could be better. This is the vest, and I used a karate gi, and the karate gis come with like these little ties and whatnot. So I just cut them off and then just put them in different places where I needed them. So I cut them, and I've cut this into 4 pieces, I believe, like the front and back, and then I added the leather because her vest is leather, like suede, and I thought that the material matched best. Like if you look very closely at it, I thought it matched pretty well. So I got that and then added the leather here because she has like those, I don't want to say shoulder pads, but they're just like edged out pieces of leather here. And then the lining, because she has the lines on each side of her vest. And then the way that I sewed it inside like that. And then she also has like this portion. Also, this portion, she has like several like outer or like line stitchings that I was just really lazy to do. And it already had so much stitching. So I just was like, nah, bro. And so the way that I attached it was in here, there's another piece, and I tied it like so. And then this one went across, and there was another piece on the side. And I just kind of tied it and tried to tuck it in as best as I could. It does appear in photos and whatnot, but I try and try and make it as invisible as possible. So just tucked it in underneath like that. So that is the vest. Like you can see, it's very lopsided. It was very hard to have the same scale of her vest on me because I am shorter. I'm 5'1", so yeah, it was a real challenge to stitch this as best I could to scale and keep everything and try and format it to my body. There it is, whole vest. And then the karate gi that I got, it was white, and I had to dye it and try and get it to match the color of her vest the best that I could. Shout out to Natalie Leonora on Instagram for showing me the correct coloring and whatnot. I had started dyeing it before she had sent me some approved colors for the vest, or color for the vest, but I think I got it to match pretty well. And I also did some weathering at the bottom. A little hard to see here, but some photos on my Instagram can show like looks a little dirty, in between. So it's the vest. And the dye that I used was RIT dye, and I used a mixture of the synthetic dye, the synthetic fiber dye, and regular dye, I guess. I used different colors. At first, I started out with the dark brown and caramel. These are the RIT dye bottles that I used. I started with dark brown and caramel, and it was too dark. Then I went and got lightning. I got a RIT, and I threw the package away. But they have like lightning fabric dye that lightens it, basically bleaches it, so you can start from the beginning again. So these two colors together did not work. They were way too dark. So then I went to Walmart and I got these two, the orange, and this is called the sandstone, and both of these are the synthetic fiber dye, and I combined it with the caramel. And it was a pretty decent color after I did that. But it still wasn't the color that I wanted. So I also got this synthetic fiber dye because I was like, well, maybe the color isn't catching as well as it should. So I got this and added it like a tiny bit, and still was not as dark as I'd liked it to be. So what I did was I got this caramel dye and I just poured it into a bowl and grabbed like a cup of water and a paintbrush, and I just went over the vest after dyeing it with 3 colors. These ones. Yes, these ones. And this one. And I went through with the caramel and just used the paintbrush and painted over it. And it got the color that I have, but then I needed to weather it. And I used this one, the sandstone synthetic dye, and I took a smaller paintbrush and just went through it to make it look like dirty, dusty, whatnot. So these were kind of my holy grails of making the vest, because finding the right color was a huge challenge as well, just the vest in general. So these 3 or 4, the caramel, can't hold them all in my hand, the caramel, these 4, and went through again with the sandstone to weather it. But I was also told that pastel is also a really good thing to use to weather things, so might try that next time. But yeah, so that was all the dye to dye the vest. And then the patch. Listen, guys, I don't know why trying to find like small batches of patches is really hard to find, and it's super expensive too. If you get like 10, it's like $100. And I was looking everywhere online, and then I found Amazon. They have like, their sub parties and whatnot that print, and found it for cheaper. I got like 10 for $36 instead of like $90 to $100. So the way that this patch came in was more like if you printed like an image out of your printer, and it has like different colors, and it looks like it's from the screen. So the patch did come in looking like it was from the screen, which, I mean, it was printed, it's fine. But I was able to get like the type of patch that's sewn on the sides and whatnot. And I think it did have like a sticker ability, like if you like iron it on, but I wanted to sew it on. So I painted it. I took my green multi-surface folk art paint and I painted it. And then I also went through with this sandstone dye like on the edges to kind of darken it a little bit. And I think it came out like a decent color compared to hers. Maybe it could be darker, I don't know, but that's how we got that. Then the raglan tee underneath. This long sleeve is from Amazon as well. I definitely should have probably gotten a lighter green, but this was like the closest that I could find. And the long sleeve that I got it from Amazon because I did not want to sew. I could have probably found some fabric that was closer to the green long sleeve that she has, and then dyed it or whatever, do whatever I needed to do, but I am terrible at sewing. I am. So I don't have enough skill for that. So I just got a long sleeve off of Amazon. And then I went back on Amazon and I found a t-shirt, like an athletic workout exercise t-shirt of this material, of this color, and I bought it. And then I just cut off the sleeves and I cut off the collar and I cut off a couple pieces from this long sleeve because it was like too high up. And I put it onto the long sleeve and I made it. Like that's the extent that I went. I just cut so from the tee onto the long sleeve, and so that's how we made the raglan tee long sleeve baseball looking thing, but it's like athletic wear because hers has like that athletic exercise wear. Her long sleeve has like mesh and stuff, and then it also has this down here. Again, too lazy, was on a time crunch to finish this before ICC-Con, so this is where we're at. This could probably be redone, but yes. So that goes underneath the vest. And then we'll do the sleeves next. For the long sleeves, I use this material, like faux leather, for the long sleeves. And I also got these like, I don't want to say velvet. I don't know the material. I'll show it in just a minute to do the sides. So here is my sleeve. Like I said, I know nothing about sewing, so it is wonky. It looks fine for photos, but if you look super close, like, it's just doing its own thing. Okay, so she has like this lining on her sleeves. I don't know if you can kind of see the type of material. It's very soft. Even the leather inside is soft. So I lined it where she has lining, just looked at photos. And this part was super hard to do. I had to hand, so I was able to figure out how to, like I said, again, my ADHD brain just jumping from topic to topic. I didn't look up any videos on how to do this. I just did it. I love that it like holds mold, like it like molds to the shape of my arm. I just think it's so cool without having to like place it on anything. So I didn't look up any videos and I just grabbed the fabric and wrapped it around my forearm and pinned it to where it needed to go and sewed. And that's why there's so many, you know, different lines, because I had to add fabric because it didn't, when I cut it, I didn't cut enough of space, I guess. So I had to paste. I just cut and paste and put it together. It's a little Frankenstein looking, but it works for photos and I think it looks decent for not knowing much. And then I had to hand sew the bottom portion because I couldn't use my sewing machine to sew this onto this without sewing it together, if that makes sense. So yeah, this was difficult. Also, trying to stick the needle through this leather, had so many needles break, so I had to find a thicker needle to be able to push through, and then it started like piercing my fingers because of how like tough it was to get it through. So yes. But yeah, so this is how it looks up close. It's not anything pretty. And luckily you can see like a bit of the white stitching on her gloves, so I guess it kind of works. But yeah, this is how it looks. Stitching is terrible, but we did it. So that's the sleeve, and then she also has these little like clips on her sleeves, and I could have probably made them a little thinner. I think I was just trying to match her scale, and I should have made them thinner on me. So here's the other one. Like I said, stitching is terrible. Like, anyways, this one has less stitching, like around the forearm area, because I learned from the first time. But it's still not great. But she has these little clips on her sleeves, and I probably could have like cut it in half, to make it look more balanced to my size. But these little clips that she has, I got off of Amazon as well. I got this roll of like, I don't know what it's called. Again, I'll put the links, but I got this off of Amazon, this type of material. And then they had like whole bags of clips that you could buy. So I got these, and I just, you know, sewed it into place because it's like a big roll. You just cut a piece and then sew it together. And then they come as black. And so what I did was, because hers are more brown, it has like brown, green, light yellow, olive green, just like that color scheme. And so hers are brown. And so I just took this spray paint and spray painted these clips. And it's pretty accurate to the top, to the cap. So I forget why I had this for. I had it for another cosplay. I think it was for my hair cosplay. I don't remember exactly what part. But yeah, so I just used that and spray painted these and then attached these and sewed them so that way I could wrap them around the sleeve. So there's the sleeves. And I'm trying to think what is next. Next would probably be her apron. Alrighty. So here is the apron. And the apron that I got is also from Amazon, but I had to dye it. And it was really difficult because this is like canvas material. And I'll put it on just so you can see it. I had to buy 2 different aprons and then chop them all up. And then just try and format it as best as I could to my body to make it look like the one that she has. So the one that she has has this like belt looking portion of it going across, because originally I had it like all the way together, like each side's like coming together, and it did not look right. So I had to fix it and add this piece, and I sewed and used glue to glue down the Velcro so it'd be strong enough to hold on my waist. So got that, and then the sides have pockets. Like this one has a pocket to take the tool, and boom. And then this one also has a side pocket, that in there. So yeah, I just like pieced it together, but I had to dye it, and I'm pretty sure the dye that I used was, I think it was these 2, to lighten it and then add like a drop of the dark brown, because I had to lighten it because this is how it came. I brought 2 of these. Luckily I have the tag still, but this is the apron that I got, and it came really dark compared to her, so I had to lighten it, and then I had to cut it. So yeah, this is just like that piece up here, and this is probably another piece that like goes around the waist. But 2 aprons, lightened it, cut them up so that way I could could look like that. I'm gonna go all the way back so you can see a full view. So yeah, that is the apron. And then in her apron, she has tools and whatnot, like I showed, like it can go in the pockets. And my friend Robbie, Galactic Factotum, make sure to check out his page. He got me some tools for my birthday recently. And these, so I'm so sorry. I need to fix it. And I'm so disappointed in myself, but I was trying to film a cosplay transition and I was flipping these tools and one of them like broke in half. So I need to like drill a hole and then add some hot glue and put it back together. I'm really sad because it looks super cool. I mean, I guess the tape works. I don't know. Here's some more of the tools, and he got these off of Etsy. Some airbrush right there. Pretty sure this is like a thermal imploder, but I just used it for the cosplay, and I still need to sand it and weather it to make it look, more used, because they are on ferrics. So yeah, so got these and I used those in the apron, and so huge shout out because these can be kind of pricey. They're like $20, $17, $15. So I'll try and link all of these for the shops, though if I cannot find them, I do apologize. Okay, and then her pouch I also got off of Amazon. And here's the pouch. I got this actually for my Ahsoka jumpsuit cosplay from her Tales of the Jedi look in the very last episode, and also in season 7 of Clone Wars. It's a little bit different though, it's a little lighter and has a little bit less accessories. At some point I have a good Instagram friend that I met at Rebel ScumCon. Her name is like Rixie Creations or something. I'll list her below as well, but she does like leather work, and at some point I'd like to commission her to make a more accurate belt slash pouch thing, but this worked for the purpose of the cosplay, and I just used some Velcro because I am small. So you can kind of see all the little Velcro pieces because I need different portions for my Ahsoka cosplay and for my Bix cosplay, because Bix's pouch hangs a little lower. It's not all the way up on her waist. So this is the pouch that we used, again off of Amazon. Lots of things off of Amazon. It's very convenient, very pricey to make the cosplay. And then we'll do the underskirt that she has underneath her apron. Like I said, she has so many layers. So we've just gone through her welding helmet. She has like these little accessories, face makeup, vest, and then she has the long sleeve, and then she has the apron, and then she has the pouch, the leather pouch, and then she has another like skirt thing below it. So here is the skirt that I made. So what I did was I went to Goodwill and I was having trouble finding fabric that matched the skirt that she wears, and I went to Goodwill and I found a skirt, this material. This was like a different type of skirt before, and I just cut it up and cut it to how the look is for her, and she has like one portion of it longer than the other side, and it kind of falls over itself when she's standing and whatnot. So I just wanted to make it look like that and hold it, so I just pinched some fabric and sewed it to make it look like that. And then I added a little zipper on the side. As you can see, this is part of the old skirt, and I made a little zipper so that way it would hold it and then just fit it to me. So yeah, this goes underneath the apron. And the pants I also got off of Amazon. At some point I should probably fix them because they do have pockets. Very earth world looking pants, but for the most part the apron and skirt covers them, so it looks like lining. but also will probably be helpful when I go to ICC Con because I'll have more pockets and things to store things in. So these are the pants. So those are the pants that I used, got off of Amazon. They are a little long on me, so I just fold in the bottoms, and then the boots. I also got these boots off of Amazon, and her boots have this like mesh portion on them, so I tried to find boots that matched as closely as that. And they came with like a piece of like leather that went across, and so I just cut it off because hers doesn't have that like piece of leather that goes across. So yeah, I just cut off the sides. Kind of see it. Probably could have been done better, but yeah. So I think that's everything. That is all of the cosplay. I will do my best to link everything. It's going to be a lot of links, and I will try and like label them for what the product is and include all the dye and paint and whatnot. But I just wanted to go through and break down what I did to make the cosplay, because her character is a smaller character, a supporting role, I would say, but great character, and provide like the whole show with Cassian, Diego Luna, and Adria. I can't say her last name. Yorna, I think is how you pronounce it. So yeah, so just I thought it was really great to see other Hispanics on screen in Star Wars, and as a Mexican and Colombian myself, it was just really cool to see someone who has a little bit the same like skin tone or sizing and heritage and be able to be in Star Wars. So I was really happy to see that, and I'm excited for season 2. And with this cosplay, I just really wanted to challenge myself. While I made my Jedi cosplay from scratch, it is an original character, so there isn't like, oh, it needs to look this particular way. It's just however I wanted it to look. And I do Trilla, and that one is not as accurate as it could be, but I do try and make it live action or screen worthy with makeup and everything that I can add to it. I did some sanding. I ordered some, well, friend ordered them. Friend ordered some shoulder pads for me, and I sanded them and spray painted them to how they need to look. I got the cape off of somewhere online, and other things that I just bought off of line, like on Amazon or Etsy or wherever I could find them. So I didn't really sew anything for Trilla. I do need to fix her gloves, and I probably will do some sewing for that at some point, but Trilla was mostly just like buy from here, and then put together. And probably because she's more of a well-known character, like I said, Bix Caleen has a smaller role. Still a great character though, and excited to see what she does in season 2, because obviously she's not in Rogue One like Diego Luna said, and so I wonder what her sacrifice will be. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. We also learn how Cassian met K2SO. But yeah, this cosplay was something that I just wanted to challenge myself with, to try and make it as screen accurate as possible from scratch, or as much scratch as I could, because I did buy a lot of pieces from Amazon, but just ended up cutting it up and putting it together. And also it helps when you have a sewing machine. So like I said, I hand sewed my Jedi original character cosplay, and a whole year, probably over a year later, I finally got a sewing machine. So it gave me more of the ability to be able to make more complex cosplays. So it was just a challenge to myself for personal growth in making my cosplays, and also wanting to do a non-Force user, because I do Trilla and an OC Jedi, and I've done Hera, and I've done a Femme Count Dooku. I've done Hunter, but when he was like captured in prison. So I've done a couple of non-Force users, but wanted to make one super accurate. as much as I could again, because there are pieces that can be improved, and do a character that was a nice representation for me and for a lot of other people. So yeah, this character means a lot to me, and the progress and challenge of making the cosplay meant a lot to me to be able to see it all put together at the end. And for everyone who kept up with my stories and all of my posts, I appreciate everyone who reached out, and shared and supported and gave me some encouraging words along the way, because there were a lot of times where I was like, do I even want to finish making this? Because it is taking up a lot of time and is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Um, so I'm really glad that I stuck to it and finished it, and I appreciate everyone. All your support means a lot every day. So hopefully this video wasn't too chaotic, and maybe it helped if you wanted to do a Bix Caleen cosplay yourself, or give you some ideas on what to do for other cosplays that you might have been wanting to do. Oh, small thing, these hair little ties also. Don't forget for the accessories. Yeah. Um, but yeah, we are gonna do another video as well. We're gonna post another video on some hauls soon. So I got a couple of things from online for my birthday for myself, treated myself also with this cosplay. And yeah, so just stay tuned. And again, I appreciate everyone. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like button, leave a comment if this video was helpful. If you like Andor, what are you looking forward to season 2? And yeah, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video.